everybody, and welcome back to another training episode today. My name is Dalzell with the Dalzell Realty Group, and today we're going to be talking about Earnest Money Deposit, or as you'll most commonly hear it referred to as the EMD for a transaction. So first of all, let's talk about what EMD is. So EMD is a deposit that you're going to make when you enter into a contract. Once it's been accepted by the seller from the buyer's side, we're going to go ahead and have a denomination that's really a good faith kind of. That's why they call it the earnest money, right? It's a good faith deposit to secure the contract, to show the seller is serious about moving forward with this. So how much is it typically? Well, that varies for every property, right? Every listing is a little bit different. I would say rule of thumb is around 1% per listing. So if you got a property that you've gone into contract on and you've agreed to the terms of $500,000, you can expect somewhere around $5,000 to $7,000 worth of earnest money. Now, sometimes that is a little higher. It is up to the seller's and the listing agent's discretion. So what they put is out there. Now, just remember that this number is always negotiable as well. So don't be turned off by a property. If you see a higher number on the earnest money deposit, we can always negotiate that down in the terms when we put together our residential purchase contract. So next up is a commonly asked question is, where does that money go? Well, no, it doesn't go directly to the seller. No, it doesn't go to the brokerage. It's going to go to the title company, and they're going to hold it when they open escrow. It's going to be attached to the escrow. Title's going to hold it as that third party mediator between the buyer and the seller. So they will be the ones that hold and control those funds. Okay. Now, when does it go to the escrow? Well, typically, most commonly, it's wired, and we'll give ourselves within the 3 days of entering into the contract to get that money wired over to title. Once we do get it wired over to title, you'll be getting a confirmation, a receipt on it, and they'll also let us know on our side, and our transaction coordinator will keep track of all that to make sure that we always know where that money is accounted for. So that then leads us to what becomes one of my main jobs, and that's to protect your earnest money at all costs, right? So the ways that I protect it is keeping an eye on our contingency. So the first contingency is going to be our due diligence period. Now, during that period, if we happen to opt out of the contract for a reason that you determine necessary to opt out, we'll go ahead and get that earnest money back. We're also going to have things like the appraisal contingency, the loan contingency, and some, depending on the contract, what else is in there. Now, as long as we are operating and exercise our out clause within those contingencies, that earnest money, that EMD, will be refundable to you. Now, on the other hand, is that if you choose to break that contract and not follow through with it, and we're outside our contingencies, well, unfortunately, that EMD is going to stay with the seller, and we're going to be out that money. Okay, so again, that becomes one of my major responsibilities, to make sure that we got that money protected for you, keep you in the loop and up to date on all those contingency dates, so that we don't lose any of that EMD and that good faith deposit. So probably the last thing to know about that is, as we get through all the contingencies, we're working into the close of escrow, is that once we get there, those funds will be applied to your down payment. So let's just say that you're putting $20,000 down on a property. You've already put $5,000 into EMD. As we come to the closing table, you're not going to need to bring the full $20,000, because you've already got $5,000 with escrow and title there. You're just going to need to come in with that additional $15,000 to get your $20,000 down. So that kind of wraps up our EMD. But as always, if you have any questions about this or need some extra help with it, give us a call. Number's always listed below, or even rewatch the video. Sometimes you pick up a little something on the second time through. So hopefully it's been enjoyable and you were able to learn a little bit, and have a great day.